Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Today is a big day. So welcome to the Roux Scholarship Awards 2016. Competing for the Roux Scholarship is not easy. And for our young chefs to stand any chance of any success, they need the backing of their employers, their family, and executive chefs. And that's why all of you are here tonight.
The Roux family, Michel, Albert, Alain and Michel Jr, are Britain's foremost culinary dynasty, and the Roux Scholarship is Britain's foremost professional cookery competition.
The name of the young British chef has been established now, and it's due to the Roux Scholarship.
If you look at all those youngsters over those years who have won, they are all leaders in different spheres of our industry, and that's a great accolade.
The Roux Scholarship scheme is an annual cookery contest for any young professional chef aged between 22 and 30, which offers the opportunity of a lifetime, a stage or work placement at any 3 Michelin star restaurant in the world, and the support of the whole Roux family through the rest of their career.
It's a fabulous opportunity. It opens doors and it is a career-changing moment.
But this year's competition features a major change.
It's a big change this year, and it's a change for the future. Bertie and Mike, me, we decided to step down, to leave the young generation, turning the page.
Like an injection into it of youth. It needs youth. It needs to have another view.
We can show them that we can do it as well, maybe better.
We're going to be maintaining the ethos and the roots of the Roux Scholarship. And that's based on classic cuisine, excellence, and work ethic. This year we've got 2 scholars, actually part of the judging team from the very off, from the beginning.
I think it's a great idea. Who is better to judge than the last winner? Because they know the competition, they know how hard it is.
It's probably the toughest competition out there. It's mentally and physically draining. You're doing dishes that you're not used to, dishes that you've probably never seen before, and you're also cooking in a style that you're not doing every day.
Yeah, I won the scholarship in 2002. Fantastic time. Just a huge turning point in my career, and I think in every chef's career that has done it.
The Roux Scholarship to me stands for opportunity, respect and legacy.
It's a whole family. Everything they do, from Andrew Farley, the first winner, right the way through to the last winner, is always about how well are they doing, do they need help, can we assist, what do they need, and it's great to be part of that.
To be able to win the Roux Scholarship will actually change your life forever. It's as simple as that. They have got connections throughout the entire world of food that no other family have got.
Alain and Michel Jr have got lots of talent, lots of stars, lots of contacts, and they think the way people think today, which is extremely important.
They can pick up the phone and you will work at any 3-star Michelin you want. Now, when are you ever going to get that chance as a young kid training in a kitchen? You know, it can change your life. There's no other competition like it.
This is exciting times. It's a new beginning for the scholarship. So there's a lot to look forward to. Yeah, as part of our restructure of the judging process for the scholarship, each year we're going to invite a star chef to join us as honorary president of the judges.
And this year, our honorary president is one of the most artistic and celebrated chefs in the world today. He has twice been awarded the coveted 3rd Michelin star accolade.
He has achieved 13 Michelin stars worldwide, and he has hosted 2 Roux Scholars for their stage. He is an inspiration, and most importantly, he is a dear friend. It is, of course, Pierre Gagnaire. Thank you. As if you didn't know too much about him, here he is in his flagship restaurant in Paris, which was one of Grandma Roux's favorites.
My name is Pierre Gagnaire. I began to work the 21 August in 1966 Donc this year, 50 years of in the kitchen. That's not bad. I'm not a businessman. I like to cook. I like to live in the kitchen with my team and to share knowledge, emotion, and day after day, we try to offer music a little bit different. When I obtained 1 star, it was the beginning of my professional life. It was not the end, it was the beginning. Voilà. My goal, my only ambition is to give pleasure and to put emotion in the plate. Voilà. That's, for me, it's the key of my life. It's a real honor to participate to these events. I know the importance of the name, the Roux name in England, because they are the flagship of the French in New Ireland. It's fantastic to create this kind of school. It's a way to share the experience, to give many opportunities for the winners and that's very important, yeah. Frederick Foster was with us in 2000, and Paul O'Neill was with us 2 years ago, yeah. That is very important to give them the chance to be a part of the team. He must leave the restaurant, he must feel the energy, and he must participate. London, Paris, it's so different. We can compare our way to live, our way to think. But for us too, it's a chance.
Tonight, we have 6 finalists, all eagerly waiting to hear if they're going to be this year's Roux Scholar. Let's see how they got this far.
In the first stage of the contest, the entrants must submit an original recipe based on a particular ingredient. The judges congregate at the Roux Waterside Inn to give a blind evaluation of the written entries.
Well, the paper judging in the Roux Scholarship is quite crucial. We ask our competitors to produce a recipe. We then sit and look at those recipes, see how well they've been written, how much they've been cleverly constructed, and then we decide, and if I'm honest with you, we decide which we'd like to eat the most.
This year's challenge is to create a recipe to serve 4 people, using 1 whole fresh pollock and 600 grams of cockles, accompanied by 2 garnishes. 1 garnish must include button mushrooms, and a sauce must accompany the dish.
It's not an easy fish to get right. And that's why I think very important that we look at the recipes in depth. Number 8 scored highly. Everybody rated it. I think it's a great recipe.
Reads well. You can see where it's going, and also his costings are pretty much spot on, really.
The use of the dashi was like not correct. It's almost like you're talking about making a chocolate mousse, and at the end of the day, you're not putting even chocolate inside.
It's just gobbledygook. Oh. I gave it a good mark, so I obviously speak gobbledygook. let me have another word in English this time.
I can't imagine I would fancy eating whey, yoghurt and pollock roe.
For me, looking through the recipes today, some of them stood out straight away that this could be a potential Roux Scholar. They'd thought about the dish, but not only that, they'd also thought ahead, because we've got a mystery dessert in there as well, and the timings were instrumental in making this dish work perfectly.
The entrants are whittled down to just 18, who compete in simultaneous regional cook-offs in London and in Birmingham.
Well, cheers guys, and see you at the regionals.
Cheers.
Michel Roux Jr, Andre Garrett and guest judge Steve Love oversaw the Birmingham heat, while in London the judges were Alain Roux, Andrew Fairley, David Nichols and Simon Holston. On the day, the competitors had 2.5 hours to cook their submitted recipe, along with a dessert from a mystery box of ingredients given to them on the day. It's a tense competition, and at the end of it, from the 18 regional finalists, just 6 are chosen. They are Martin Carabut, the Royal Automobile Club, Pall Mall, London; Ben Champkin, L'Enclume, Cartmel, Cumbria; Scott Deneen, Goldman Sachs, Baxter Story, London; Harry Guy, Eden Hotel Collection, Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire; Paul Matthews, Field Fisher, Vacheran, London; Tim Pearson, Kensington Place, Kensington Church Street, London.
Here are the prizes donated by our generous sponsors.
winner receives £6,000 to support their career development and an invitation to cook and train under the supervision of a leading chef at a prestigious 3-star Michelin restaurant anywhere in the world for up to 3 months. 2 personalised Roux Scholarship chef's jackets, courtesy of Braggart UK Limited. From Bridor, an invitation for 2 to Rick Stein's in Padstow, Cornwall, including 2 nights accommodation at either the seafood restaurant or St Petrock's Hotel, a 3-course dinner with a bottle of wine at the seafood restaurant, and 2 places on a 1-day cookery course at Padstow Seafood School. A year's subscription to print and digital editions of The Caterer, plus 2 tickets to the Caterer's annual awards, the Caties, a collection of 20 assorted global knives together with sharpeners, whetstones and chef's case. 4 box tickets to a show of your choice at the Royal Albert Hall, courtesy of Hilden Natural Mineral Water. Complimentary membership of the Institute of Hospitality for 1 year. An exclusive magnum of Laurent Perrier Cuvée Rosé Brut, signed by all the judges. An all-expenses-paid trip for 2 to visit the wine cellars at Laurent Perrier at Tours-sur-Marne, including a guided tour of the cellars and a tasting of the Laurent Perrier range. Travel by Eurostar and overnight accommodation with dinner, bed and breakfast. A coffee machine for the home, plus a trip for 2 to visit the award-winning Café Musetti roasting factory, with flights, transfers and a night's accommodation in Milan, courtesy of L'Unico. A tour of Rungis Market in Paris with Mash Purveyor's team of buyers, including travel and overnight accommodation. A foraging day with the rest of the national finalists on the south coast, guided by Mash Purveyor's wild food expert, Mushroom Mike. Lunch and transfer to and from London included. A day's work experience with Steve Groves, MasterChef Professional winner, at Roux at Parliament Square, followed by dinner for 2 in the restaurant with wines chosen by the sommelier, courtesy of Restaurant Associates. A Thermomix, the all-in-one kitchen appliance, winner of the Chef's Choice Award for Best Gadget in Professional Kitchens for 4 years running. A day of game shooting with 1 night's accommodation including dinner, bed and breakfast, courtesy of Udale Specialty Foods Limited. The winner's establishment will receive 30 cases of Hilden Natural Mineral Water, 10 kilos of award-winning coffee from L'Unico, Café Musetti, and a sirloin of aged beef from Udale Specialty Foods Himalayan Salt Chamber.
Earlier today, the 6 finalists faced a cooking challenge like no other at Westminster Kingsway College. Our final challenge is inspired by Escoffier. It's now become a tradition at this event that Alain and I attempt to create the dish and give everyone an idea of what the judges were expecting to see. So, as they say, here's one we prepared earlier. So the dish we want our chefs to cook for the Roux Scholarship final is a Norfolk black chicken en croûte with a tarragon sauce and a gratin of cardoons. Inspirational. I think this one is really going to test them.
Yes, because it's come from the classic, inspired from Escoffier.
So first job is to get the pastry made.
Yes.
Gently incorporate the suet, the tarragon, the salt.
Salt. It's a lovely dish, but technical, quite technical, and not easy to do on the full swing of the restaurant service.
It's going to be pretty difficult to do it in 3 hours as well, and for a competition.
That's ready to be rolled in cling film.
Lovely.
And have a little rest in the fridge.
So next step is a chicken stock, a basic chicken stock. So we've got some chicken legs, which got bags and bags of flavour and natural gelatin, some leek, celery, a bit of garlic, a bouquet garni, carrots, and onion. So it really is basic skills. Jointing the chicken, because the chicken needs to be coloured off. Very, very important. That adds depth of flavour and also a little bit of colour to the sauce. Marks will be taken away from the chefs if they don't use all of the chicken and if they feed their bin. That's one thing which is a no-no. You've cut it like a fricassee, a classic fricassee, so it's still on the bone. It's going to keep the shape of the chicken, keep it moist, and of course add flavour. Chopped tarragon, a little bit of pepper, olive oil.
We're going to slide a bit underneath the skin, so it's going to just season and flavour the chicken.
But it's just little things like this which do make a difference.
And that's cooking. Cooking is all small details.
Now I do notice that you've got the one and only Jamie Oliver pan.
My friend.
Good choice, chef.
I support him.
Yes, well he needs support.
But they're cheaper than yours.
Yeah, they're cheaper than mine. Thank you, Alain. Right.
And they're better as well.
Oh, stop it. Right. I used to like you. We need to colour off the chickens. Just a little bit of veg oil in there. Can't take a shortcut here. It's got to be nice and golden skin. This is going to add flavour to the dish. Yeah. Did Uncle and my dad have any influence on this choice of recipe?
No.
No, none at all.
No.
Good.
But they might. They might. We'll leave them a bit of washing up.
Next step, to line the mould. Now this is a classic pâté en croûte mould, but I love the shape.
But it is tricky to line. Yeah. I'll try. If I make it up, you'll do it next, yeah?
No. So the pastry has rested for about half an hour, 45 minutes, yes. Which then gives enough time to then roll it out, bake it blind, and then for the final cooking. So you're looking for a thickness of about 3 millimeters, 4 maybe, 5 at a push, but if we get to 5 then we're getting maybe a little bit too cautious.
Yes. So what we'll start to do is we'll make sure we have the pastry for the lid. So.
Here we go.
There we go.
Pointed corner in, and then you unfold.
As easy as that.
And then you let it fall to the bottom. Don't press it down immediately.
Nope.
So it's naturally taking the shape of the mould. I'm glad you're not my hairdresser.
Well, it's not too bad. Not too short. Could put beans, but flour is the best thing, really. The flour will really go right to the bottom and right in the angles.
Nice and neat.
That's it.
And in the oven.
So with the small piece we have left, we're going to use that for the decoration to finish the lid.
You've got one more little surprise that you want to put on?
Yes, I've got little extra dough, so I've done 2 little chefs.
2 little chefs!
And look, one is tall and slim, and one is short and chubby.
Who could that be?
Do they remind you? Yeah, they actually look like Uncle and Dad.
I'm glad you didn't say us too. So next step, the cardoons.
The cardoons.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, a lovely ancient vegetable.
Got to cook it a while because otherwise
it does.
It can be bitter. I think the flavour is almost like a cross between a salsify and an artichoke, isn't it?
It is. It's got that nutty flavour as well to it, which I love. Once it's peeled and cut, it needs to be put in lemony or vinegar water, so it stops and it doesn't become black.
The method of cooking is a blanc. The blanc is boiling. We put our cardoons in. What's very important is to cook the cardoons in a blanc or lightly acidulated water so as to retain the flavour and, most importantly, the colour.
Yes.
Next part is to make the sauce. Now this is really important, vital part of the recipe. Put that on and then the carcasses go in there. And very important to take your time with this, isn't it? You can't rush it.
No.
You know, sauces are the foundation of French gastronomy, and it's so important to do this properly. So the chicken is lovely and golden and caramelised, and there's all the natural sugars there on the bottom of the pan. We can add the mushrooms, shallots, and celery, and the garlic, and the bouquet garni. And then we want to get a little bit of colour and cook the vegetables as well. So the mushrooms and the shallots have taken a bit of colour now. Cooked through. The white wine goes in.
Yep. Not too much. We need to keep some for a little drink later.
How thirsty are you, chef? So tarragon, just break it up and put it in there, and that's going to really enhance the flavour. Right, here we have our sauce, Alain.
Yep.
Reduced by about 2/3.
2/3.
Not only has it got the chicken stock, it's got all these lovely bones to add even more flavour. Wow. Next step is to reduce this down a little bit more.
A little. It doesn't need too much. I think that's reduced enough.
Yeah.
I think we'll remove just enough to put in the pie. That's enough. We don't need much. And we'll add a bit of tarragon into it.
And then the rest, put aside for later to be served in a sauce boat.
Yep.
Good. So we need to prepare the onions, the carrots, and the mushrooms to go into the pie.
We're going to take the nicest of all those mushrooms.
Oh, they're beautiful. The button onions, cooked in the stock that's been lightly seasoned.
Yes.
Now, we can add the mushrooms there as well. So nothing too fancy here. Cut them into
cylinders.
Kind of, yeah, on a slant, on a bias, and then just going over with a knife on the edge, just to finish it off, make it look neat and tidy.
Those we're going to cook them in salted water.
That's it. It's a chicken pie.
Nothing can go wrong.
So here we have the pie that's been blind baked. It's chilled down, and we've got all our garnishes, so the chicken that's cold, the sauce, and the vegetables. The chicken is lovely and moist. It's still pink, and because it's been cooked on the bone, it retains its shape as well. So we've got some lovely bite-sized portions, haven't we?
Yeah.
Really nice. Very important how you put it in the pie as well. Need it to come up close to the side. A little bit of garnish of the vegetables. How do we finish this off?
Oh, the sauce. The sauce inside.
So now to put the lid on. It's got to be completely sealed in because you want all that steam to stay in, retain all the flavours.
That's it. In the oven.
Right, here we go, the gratin cardoons. The cardoons have been cooking for 30-40 minutes until they're tender, but still holding together.
Yes.
The big chunky lardons, and now we need to make a bechamel. Cardoons on the bottom, and the bacon on the top. A little bit of parmesan on top.
Shall we go in the oven?
Yep, in the oven. So that's been in the oven about half an hour.
Yes.
Give it 5-10 minutes rest before you attempt to take it out the mould. So, no, wait.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Give it a little shine. The two little chefs.
And our two family members.
And the gratin, a lovely golden colour all the way across. Sauce to finish off.
No sauce.
That's it.
Exactly.
Easy as pie.
Oh, that looked good, didn't it? That did look good.
In 8 hours was not too bad.
These guys here were smiling and yeah. Well, let's see how these guys did now.
This morning, the 6 finalists arrived in London at Westminster Kingsway College to prepare for their final cook-off. They were all set the same challenge recipe, which was only revealed on the day. They were given 30 minutes to research the recipe. This year they had to make Norfolk black chicken cooked on croûte with a cardoon gratin and a tarragon sauce.
We want to see someone who can hold themselves up high, who can cook under pressure, who can think on their feet.
You have to have palate, you have to have technical skills. Be almost important as the attitude. Are they going to uphold all the ethos that the scholarship stands for?
We are looking for a work ethic and we are looking for a future ambassador.
There are people who are doing things I didn't think they'd do, and there are people who are struggling, and so getting that pastry inside that mould is going to be something they haven't done for a long, long time, these boys.
I decided to enter the Roux Scholarship because I worked at Loncloon previously, and obviously they're full of scholars and they like to breed them. So yeah, I sort of got the bug for it. I just want to continue now until I win it.
I entered the Roux Scholarship because it is the biggest culinary competition, and I wanted to see how I can compete with the best in business.
This year I'm not as nervous as previous years, a little bit anxious but excited. I want to relax, I want to enjoy it, and I just want to cook the best I can cook on the day.
My focus is to make sure that every element of what I cook is to the best of my ability today.
If you look at who's won it in the past, and to be put in a category with them and the calibre of chefs that have won it, and to have the support of the Roux family would just be absolutely incredible.
To win today, it would just be life-changing, I think. Just to have that support from the Roux family and just to be recognised as a Roux scholar would just be priceless, really.
The presentation, yes, it's important, but the big point is the taste, huh? The quality of the meat, the link between these two parts of the dish. Yeah.
The atmosphere in the kitchen was intense. The chefs scrabbled to complete their dish on time, without a clear idea of exactly what the judges were hoping to see and taste. Tensions ran high. These are their final efforts.
The 2016 Roux Scholar is Harry Guy.
Well, don't prepare yourself for this, do you? Yeah, I'd just like to thank all the Roux family, really, all the judges today. It's been a great pleasure to cook for you all. Mum, Dad, Emma, Laura, cheers. And to all these guys as well. Great community of people that we've met today, so thank you very much, cheers.
We have the logo on our vans and our representatives. That's one of the first things they introduce themselves to a new chef, is that we are sponsors of the Roux Scholarship, and we have been involved with the Roux family for over 25 years, so we're long term.
It really is something to shout about. It really is seen as something very impressive. It sets a standard for our products, and our customers know exactly what we're about.
The whole of our business is based on education, and without education the whole thing flounders. And so often chefs don't make a success of their lives because their education hasn't been good enough. With the kickstart they get from this, anyone gets an education to take them forward.
If you go back in history, when I was a lot younger, there wasn't the support for people in hospitality, in particular chefs, and I think it was the Roux family that paved the way, literally, for people moving forward and made chefing as a profession something that people could aspire to.
It's important to be associated with a new generation of chefs. They are the future of the industry. This chef will represent innovation. They represent what will be next, what will be the next trends, what will be the next recipes of the industries.
Bernard Denoncourt, the founder of modern-day Laurent Perrier, he was great family friends with Albert and Michel Roux Sr, and it's nice that we can continue being involved as the stewardship's handed over.
It's not often you sat at a table with James Martin on one side and Albert Roux on the other side. It's a big honour for me and the company. Really.
The fact that the Roux family can gain access to 3 Michelin-starred restaurants around the world for chefs to do their stages is quite incredible, really, and something that they must really value.
The person that wins tonight is life-changing. You'll be able to pick any restaurant in the world to go and cook.
It's a genuine honour for the judges, for the sponsors, for the contestants. It really is a very special feeling to the whole competition.
I don't think winning it is actually sunk in yet. My hands are still shaking. I can't hold a glass straight. And just to be part of the legacy and be part of
these two is it's massive. You know, it's something that money can't buy, and it's a massive achievement for anybody, and it's great.
It was your work method, the way that you were moving in the kitchen. You looked very professional, nervous, yes, but at ease with what you were doing. The seasoning was bang on, the chicken was really moist, and the pastry was good. I mean, it ticked a lot of boxes. Your cardoons were not the best, but then nobody cooked them really well anyway. Well, nobody managed to cook them like my grandmother used to cook them. Put it that way.
It's never going to be the same, is it?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.